we want to talk about today is we're going to get a little bit of understanding about the industry and what tools are provided in these collections that you could utilize in your firm today. Some key trends continue to drive change as well as opportunity in the AEC industry. Over 50% of the world's population now lives in cities, and this trend will only continue, with McKinsey estimating that at the year 2030, 5 billion people will live in urban areas. In just a few decades, the world will need to support a population of 9 billion. The emerging economies develop compounds this change. It's no secret that they're growing fivefold faster than most developed economies. They have the benefit of not having to replace existing alien technologies like developed economies either. In essence, this means their growth will continue, and in the not so distant future, there'll be technology level pegged with countries like America, Australia, and the United Kingdom. At the same time, the availability of natural resources like energy, water, materials, and land is diminishing. This is where sustainability and economics intersect and are driving transformation in our industry. Energy and water in particular are common components in the cost of operations for corporations and municipal governments. So investors, consumers, and communities all have an interest in converting to more efficient ways of constructing and managing buildings. AEC projects are getting more complex these days. More stakeholders are involved in each project and must be kept coordinated and informed throughout. Safety and environmental regulations are critical and can vary with every project. And in an increasing urban world, existing conditions must be accounted for. There is an explosion of new technology, including cloud computing and mobile access, which is helping to change the way we work and giving us greater access to ever-growing amounts of data. Powerful computing capabilities is making analysis possible earlier, setting expectations for realistic visualizations, and creating even more data to manage. New technologies are being created in response to all of the listed macroeconomic changes. Technology disruption is upon us. With the increasing project complexity comes risk. Increasingly, firms are deploying new technology both in planning office and on the construction site, like digital models, sensors, augmented and virtual reality to make construction safer for all. These industry trends create specific business challenges for everyone, including architects. Winning and retaining business, expanding projects, increasing demand for BIM is one of the big ones in our community or in our industry today. Traditional 2D practices and siloed ways of working aren't sufficient, and there is a growing recognition of the need for transforming how work gets done. Increasingly, BIM adoption by contractors, owners for infrastructure projects is evident of this shift. In addition, AEC project requirements are changing, and technology to gain even more projects clarity is rapidly improving. There has been a fundamental shift in project execution, and today you see more detailed design, engineering upfront, multidisciplinary collaboration, and owner requirements are ever changing. As a result, traditional drawing-based methods are no longer adequate. Instead, AEC firms around the world are increasingly turning to building information modeling, or BIM, to streamline projects, design, and delivery. BIM is an intelligent model-based process that gives all project participants greater insight and better tools for more efficiently plan, design, construct, and manage building and infrastructure. The adoption of BIM often leads to increased business opportunities for firms. Firms reporting that using BIM has allowed them to win projects or work that would be previously inaccessible due to requirements or project complexity. Design firms are able to leverage information-rich models to provide additional services to clients as well. and BIM firms report multidisciplinary collaboration becomes smoother on projects, helping to reduce errors and avoiding rework. Autodesk has a comprehensive portfolio of BIM tools that support both building and infrastructure projects, from conceptual design through construction. Autodesk tools are interoperable with one another, and also have support industry-leading file exchange formats such as IFC, COBie, OGC, and FIATEC. The best way to access the BIM portfolio is through our AEC collection. The AEC collection is a comprehensive package for tools for CAD and BIM workflows, including Autodesk flagship BIM tools like Revit, Civil 3D, InfraWorks, and Navisworks, as well as AutoCAD and the AutoCAD verticals, MEP and architecture both. Within the AEC collection, you get access to a full set of software to support all of your project needs. We make it all available to you so that you can customize your tool set based on your firm's unique needs. Why the collections? First, you have greater value with a wider range of the most essential software and services providing value at a very competitive price point. More flexibility, both single user and multi-user access and multiple term links to fit your business needs. And simplicity, one collection for the AEC industry providing a wide range of technology you need. I want to take a moment to share the direction that Autodesk is heading. Some upcoming changes that will affect your maintenance plan and a special offer to move to subscription that you may want to consider. We believe that subscribing is the best way for you to get the greatest value from our tools and technology, and that's why Autodesk is on the path towards becoming a subscription-only company. Most of our customers are on maintenance plans. Autodesk is now offering a way to move your maintenance license to subscription license. One of the great advantages of this program is that you can move from an individual product to the collections or to the AEC collections. Customers can move from an individual product on a maintenance plan to a subscription for the same individual product, but there is a one-time opportunity for even better deal by moving to an industry collection. For more information of this program and your options, please contact Applied Software, and we'll be glad to discuss your individual situation. Okay, so now what I want to do is we're going to go ahead and discuss, or let me go through the process of what the AEC industry collections offer you using for architectural design. Now this is going to be the same that'll hold true for all industries, including MEP and structure. So you realize the benefits of the Autodesk Architecture, Engineering, and Construction Collection through all stages of the building process. Integrate multiple or multidisciplinary workflows using the collection as a part from the very beginning. In the early stages of conceptual design, your sketches and massing studies will translate into BIM data within Revit. Thanks to native integration with Format 360, you can avoid rework and enjoy a seamless, efficient workflow. Revit lets you explore parametric design concepts and iterate faster and earlier. Extend computational design into other professional applications down the line so you can work more efficiently with project teams. The AEC collection features the conceptual design tools Format Pro, which allows you to sketch designs that translate into BIM from your desktop or mobile device. Spend more time designing and less time drawing by generating responsive 3D models. Place intelligent elements such as walls, doors, windows only once, and Revit will automatically create accurate floor plans, elevations, sections, schedules, 3D views, and renderings. Access Revit's robust library of pre-made elements or easily create your own using the accessible content creation tools. Drawings stay coordinated, and in order to easily facilitate, coordinate, simulate, and visualize. The collection features a set of software that meets your design and document needs. With Revit, Revit software is built for BIM. Its powerful tools let architects use the intelligent model-based BIM process to plan and design buildings. AutoCAD is a CAD software that allows architects to design and document more efficiently. You could also use ReCap Pro to capture any reality capture and 3D scanning software to import, view, and convert real-world objects into point clouds so you can use to model in Revit. Understanding your design before it's built. Using accurate lighting and materials, perform sun and shadow studies to see how lighting will affect your model, or run studies to see renderings of light within a room. With powerful performance analysis engines, you can optimize building performance beginning early in the design process, run cost estimates, monitor change in performance over the course of the project, and understand how the building will perform over its lifetime. You can also generate photorealistic renderings to help you better visualize your designs and model in perspective so you can see your designs as you work on them. Use visualization to effectively communicate your design intent to other stakeholders, producing project documents with cutaway and 3D views from any angle, and even stereo panoramas to extend your design into virtual reality. The AEC collection includes a set of tools for analysis, simulation, and visualization. If you use Insight to help you design buildings with optimal performance using the analysis engine and real-time cause and effect feedback generated by this service, that will work with Revit and Format. Use 3D Studio Max, 3D modeling animation, and rendering software to create high-end 3D visualizations based on 3D views from Revit. Then you share your designs more readily using rendering to move intensive renderings into the cloud in order to create more photorealistic images and panoramas. Because all the building disciplines can use Revit, you can easily coordinate and collaborate, share model data, and run clash detections, all from inside of Revit, or access the tools from another discipline such as MEP or structure if the need arises. Eliminate the need to manually check sheet numbers and other tedious tasks, and reduce change orders by coordinating with the architects and engineering designs before construction ever begins. Revit is a solution for collaborative BIM that facilitates coordination across the building project. With the Revit work sharing, multiple teams can work on a project at the same time using centrally shared models, including contributors from all disciplines in addition to architecture. Use Navisworks Manage software to review integrated models and design from multiple sources to identify and resolve conflicts in the design phase. All these softwares are included in the collections. The same workflow holds true for MEP as well as for structural solutions. So now what I want to do is I want to cover some of the actual software itself and talk about Revit and AutoCAD both, with a little bit of Navisworks as well. So I want to show you the interoperability between these softwares and what it can do. To cover some of the new features in Revit, we're going to talk about some basic topics here. We're going to cover just talking about some of the new coordination models, georeferencing, and also for contractors, fabricators, the multi-point routing that's a part of the new version in 2018. I'll demonstrate those here in a second. First, let's talk about some of the tools that are available for architecture in the new version of Revit 2018 that you should keep an eye out for. With the new multi-stair feature, you can now create stair towers quickly by attaching stairs to the levels in your project. When levels change height, stairs automatically adjust to match. Multi-story stairs greatly simplifies the process of creating complex stair towers in multi-story buildings. Easier sketching and more hosting options make working with railings in 2018 easier and more powerful than ever. So railings are also been enhanced greatly in the new version for architecture. Now the general platform changes is what really kind of utilizes the AEC collection. With coordination models now available for linking in Revit, you can actually bring in your Navisworks files or your NWCs into your projects, into your Revit models, saving you, performance as well. And I'll show you an example in a second. These Navisworks models, as if you guys have using Navisworks, you'll know that Navisworks has the ability to append multiple formats. So if your consultants or the files that you're retrieving are not necessarily Revit or AutoCAD, you can use Navisworks to make that translation. Another benefit to the new version in Revit 2018 that will matter to you guys are schedules of groups and links. So you can actually provide schedules of your link models and your groups from other projects. We're going to talk about georeferencing, and this is more for your civil people, but I have an example here to show you how you would acquire the real-world GIS coordinates from a CAD file, but you'll need to have it set up from a civil engineer. For fabricators, the new multi-point routing for fabrication is has been really improved in the latest version, and I'm going to show you an example of some of what you can now experience in the new version of Revit 2018. Okay, so let's get into Revit. Let me show you an example of some of the new features that I believe with coordination and interoperability really benefit you guys. So first here, notice the in Navisworks 2018, I have some basic structural and an MEP model in Navisworks files. Again, I'm using Navisworks to append this models, and for instance, you can, if they came from AutoCAD or from a different CAD-based software, you can bring that into Navisworks to create your NWC files. These are all the file formats that are compatible with Navisworks for appending or importing. So I'll take this simple model here and I can save this project out. I'll just call this one test NWF. And now with this file created, I can open up a Revit model in 2018. Notice one thing for you guys again that are haven't seen the new features in Revit. You'll notice that the file menus are back and the big R, or the application menu, is no longer. Another new feature or something to take note of, and hopefully you can see this on my screen here, is now you have the print option in the quick access toolbar. It's a quick one that we just picked up. Okay, so this is my Revit model here, and now you have the ability on the Insert tab to import or to link in a coordination model. When I select on the coordination model feature, it brings up a new dialog box. And again, anytime you see a hyperlink, a question mark, or a help button, always pick on it to inform you a little bit more about what's going on with this new feature. It'll tell you everything you need to know by selecting on the hyperlink. You'll notice that I have the couple of options here, or tabs here, for model name, status, size, path, and count, positioning, origin to origin, shared coordinates. I can add the file in here. And notice that when I add coordination models, you can only add in NWDs or NWC files from Navisworks. And I'll click OK. And now I've brought in my structural model. If you select on it, you'll notice there's a highlighting of of the model itself. You'll notice on the left-hand side in my properties palette that it lists it as a coordination model, NWC. Again, this will provide you a little bit more speed in your models because it's using the Navisworks rendering engine in this 3D graphic, so it's kind of speeding the process up of me being able to explore it a little bit more. You'll still need to use Navisworks to run your collisions or your clash detection, right? Bringing in the clash detective here and adding in and running your clashes between your models is still something that needs to be done in Navisworks. But just like within the presentation, the discussion of collision with real-time within Revit, you got to remember you always have the interference check if you have Revit models, and that's always been built into the collaboration options here. So doing collaboration between, you know, your different disciplines and your different models. Let's see here. Now in AutoCAD, let me show you something. It's one of the new features in the AutoCAD version here. Let me open up this site plan. There it is. So this site plan has been geolocated by a civil engineer. You'll notice that it has contours and it's not flat. In AutoCAD 2018, you now have this geolocation options here to edit the location, remove the location, mark your positions, and you also have the ability to turn your maps, aerials, roads, hybrids on and off here in the new version. Now, utilizing this in Revit, again, using the interoperability between AutoCAD and Revit, let me get out of this model here. This is just a simple default template, architectural template, and I'll show you that the project base points currently 0 and the survey points are set at 0. When I bring in this the civil file, you'll notice you have some options or some parameters here. Now I can acquire the civil coordinates or the GIS real world coordinates, and when I select on my survey markers now, they are correct. And my project base point as well. So again, this is a new feature that you guys need to explore in AutoCAD and Revit in the new versions. If you have a civil 3D file provided with geolocation, you can run some tests to see if this is something you guys want to integrate. Now for the multi-point routing in Revit 2018, before I move on to the AutoCAD features, let's talk about this real quick.
And Gabe, once you're done with this, can we run that poll? We had a couple polls. I was hoping to query our audience when you get done with the Revit.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. That'd be great. That'd be perfect. So real quick, for the new version for MEP Fabrication, we can you can now use you can still use the conversion design to fabrication, filtering out, of course, the geometry that's only can be converted. But once you do your conversions now, I can run the conversion to fabrication. The multi-point routing for conditions that maybe didn't convert properly has been enhanced greatly. It's improved quite a bit, and I'll show you an example in a second. Once I run the conversion, again, I'm just using the out-of-the-box database, but you'll notice there's conditions like this, and in the past, in the older versions, you know, you'd have to go in there and fix this yourself manually, you know, route this with the proper parts and pieces. Using the show service option to get the proper service, and then you would try to use your parts and pieces to make that connection. Well, in these new version, or in the 2018 version, you now have this route and fill multi-point. I can select on different parts and pieces, and if I delete a couple of these ends here, I can route and fill back here, and it gives me a better option now. Now I have the ability to exclude options. I can use squares and 40 or 45s, whichever I see fit in my designs. Prior to doing this, I could go down here and I can actually, now in 2018, I can exclude parts in my design. So I can say I never want a straight, or I never want the reducing elbow, and I can exclude those out. I'll leave that as is. But again, I can now go in, if I put in a part here, I can route and fill. Oops, put that one upside down. Route and fill. I have multiple options right here, 1 of 8. It'll go through the different versions, and I can either finish my option in the ribbon or here on the screen to finalize the selection. Again, I would go through the rest of this here and fix and, you know, adjust, make my adjustments, and then use my route and fill or multi-point route to finish out my designs. All right, poll time.
Thank you, Gabe. So wanted to run some polls just to find out a little bit more about our audience. So I'm going to launch the first poll here. Hopefully be able to see that. So just trying to find out, again, what you guys use as far as software right now. What's your predominant tool? And obviously some of you people are going to use multiple products, and we had limitations, so we can only put 5 choices. And so if you could choose the best one of that selection there, appreciate it. And once we get done, we will post that poll. Getting close to everybody here, so I'm going to close that out and then post those answers. At least I'm going to try it. Here we go. There we go. So here's the answers we got. So an even mix there between 3 different groups there. Again, got AutoCAD, Revit, and multiple products. And Gabe, I'm going to ask you to do a little bit different. If you could go back to slide, I think it's 20, which has a list of all the softwares in the collection. And I'm going to hide this, and then I'm going to go back to, I think it's slide 20. And keep going back. It's the one with the complete listing of all the different softwares in the slide. Yeah, I think it's one before that, or a couple before that. Thanks, Gabe, for being flexible here. That one right there, fantastic. Oh, went a little bit too far, the one with the list there. So what I'm going to do now is ask you again, we talked about, here's the list of all the softwares in the collection. And so curious to find out which of these products most interest you as far as using that you're not already using in the collection. So again, I have a list of 5 of them here. So I just tried to choose some that may be the most popular. And if you could look at those and see which of those might be the most useful that you're curious about learning more about. Again, always helpful for us to figure out, you know, not only now in this presentation, but future presentation, what interests you guys. So we got, it looks like most of the audience voted here, so I'm going to close it up real soon. Let's see, close it out, and then I'm going to share that with everybody here. And so you can see here that, again, another quite evenly split. Again, a lot of people interested in using Navisworks Manage. That is now part of the AEC collection, Recap Pro. I got some of the civil guys out there for vehicle tracking or InfoWorks. We got some InfoWorks format, and then again, the AutoCAD Mobile, again, another nice tool. So again, just to share with you, thank you for sharing that with us. I'm going to now hide that and then turn that back over to Gabe.
All right, thanks, Mark. So on the next thing that I want to talk about are the AutoCAD features. And let me jump back straight to the AutoCAD. Apologize here.
I was the one who messed you up.
It's all right. No, that's perfect. We have plenty of time. I didn't want to speed through these, and I want to make sure that you get to the questions. It's great polls. So a couple of top features. Of course, there's plenty more features for both Revit and AutoCAD that we could talk about, but with our limited time, of course, these are just some of the ones that kind of make the interoperability with the AEC collection kind of more effective. So in AutoCAD 2018, the PDF import was a part of the older of 2017 and has been around a little bit, but it's gotten better. So there's some enhancements to the conversions for shape text as well as for importing geometry a little bit better when you're doing the conversions. And I'll show you an example of that here in a second. For you people that have not seen the new PDF enhancements in AutoCAD, for AutoCAD and the verticals, I'm going to demonstrate some of the basics as well in a second. The other feature that is going to be beneficial to you guys that are out there working with AutoCAD products in 2018 that was worth mentioning. This one, I mean, it doesn't really have interoperability with other formats, with the exception of if you're using NWCs in AutoCAD, XREFs, DWGs, you know, all these different formats in your AutoCAD projects as well. External references, being able to path them is something pretty big. With technology, again, being at the forefront and it's growing leaps and bounds right now, you know, some firms have outdated equipment and are upgrading servers, and projects are being relocated all the time with new storage capabilities. So with this new enhancement in 2018, it really is going to help you CAD managers out there to kind of fix things, you know, pretty easily. And again, I'll show you where to look for this in the new version. And the other comes to one of the poll questions there with the AutoCAD Mobile. You know, being able to share your designs. I'm going to show you a really cool options in the AutoCAD 2018 version. In the A360 tab, you just click a couple of buttons, or you click a button, and it'll immediately take you to the web, and you can share your models with your AutoCAD tablets or, you know, mobile devices if you're using AutoCAD mobile apps. So let's go ahead and show you and demonstrate the new AutoCAD features here. On the PDF enhancements, you have the ability to import a PDF. For you guys that are new to this process, I can bring in any of the PDF formats here. I'm going to bring in a PDF here with text, and I'm going to import this. And now, taking a look at the dialog box, you have you know, the ability to import raster images. You have the layer options here, the location, how many you know, actual pages are being imported currently, and then your options here. You can bring it in as a block, which is always good. If you're trying to manipulate the PDF, then maybe you don't want it as a block. You convert solids to hatches, you know, infer line types from collinear dashes. You know, again, all of these options are newer to the newer versions, 17, 18. And if you have any questions about these, always the help button's available. Oh, all right. Did I do that wrong? Let me do that one more time. Import PDF, options, raster images, bring that all in, import. There we go. So you'll notice some of the text actually becomes, it's a lot better on the conversion. This becomes actual AutoCAD text if needed to, if you need to edit it. And then of course the raster images did come across. The resolution is not that great, but they did come over. On your XREFs, here's the repathing option for your XREFs. You basically, when you have XREFs in a drawing, you have the ability now to right-click. You can change the path type. They're automatically relative in the newer versions, and you can also find and replace. You know, selecting the files that you want to find the save path or replace with files. You can do them all at once as well if you have a folder. So again, this is going to be, you know, kind of speeding up the process for you guys that are CAD managers or having to fix files. Keep in mind as well, in this new version, 2018 is now a new version. So we've got 13, which was 2017 and beyond, and now in 2018 they've changed it to the 2018 format. Now, if you want to share your designs, you say your 3D models that you're getting in from a different format, maybe you're bringing in CAD, or if you have a Navisworks file. Up here on the ribbon, you have this A360 option, and you have the ability to, let me get rid of this here, to share your files, share the design. When you click on the option here to share your designs here, you have the options to publish and display in your browser now, or you can get notified. You can always, of course, select on the choice, your preferred choice, and then again, the about is always going to give you a little bit more details than and answer some of the questions you might have. I'll just go ahead and do it in my browser now and watch up my browser. Now you also have other options for online files for synchronizing with your A360 drive. Everybody that has an Autodesk account is automatically given 25, I think this is 25 gigs of space, so for free. So sign up for your free Autodesk accounts and you can have your own A360 drive. So again, I'm in AutoCAD. In a 3D view, I share the design view here and it automatically pops up my browser so that I can, or I can send this to anybody using the mobile apps, their tablets, phones, whatever, to view the actual models. Let me see, let me sign in, make sure that's not what's holding me up here. %. We're on a go-to training. I think I'm taking up all the bandwidth. Okay, while that's going in the background, again, utilizing the options for your A360 and sharing on the cloud is going to be something that you guys need to get familiar with, and being signed into your Autodesk accounts. This is where all your software gets updated. You get the latest and greatest, the add-ins, the tools that are available via your subscription. Also, for you guys that are AutoCADers, one thing that's neat, that's new in 2018, you have now the ability to put your layers up here. If you guys notice that up on the quick access toolbar, you might not be a workspace person anymore, but maybe the layer one being up here on your workspace is pretty ideal. It's pretty neat. I like that new feature. Okay, let's see if this is opened up. There we go. So you can view your files, share your designs in 2D. You can add comments in your browser here to communicate, information or comments to your team members. You can print it, you can get links, you can do screenshots. There's also more options up here on the top right-hand corner of the browser. Again, working with your AEC collection options. You got A360, BIM 360 Team, Fusion. You've got some other options down here at the bottom. You could also go into your 3D view if this is a 3D model. In this case, this is a 3D model. Here's a 3D site plan, at least. Can orbit. There's options to pan, to navigate down here at the bottom. You can do sections, measurements, explode, live review. You've got other options and settings here for full screen if necessary. And you can also access your sheets. And this one I don't have a sheet, so I don't have a layout in there to show you guys. But I think this is really neat, being able to take the A360 viewer automatically and check and share your files, place comments, and basically communicate back and forth and start reviewing it using your name. Okay. So again, with the sharing designs, it improves collaboration And it also allows you guys to be able to communicate with your mobile apps and you know, the different software that is available in the AEC collections.
Thank you, Gabe. I'm assuming you're done with your presentation and we're ready for some questions.
That's correct.
Okay, fantastic. So so just a reminder, if you have any questions throughout the presentation or from any part of the presentation, please enter those in the question pane and we will try to get to those. We do have several questions waiting here and we're going to get those to you. So we have Josh. Josh says hi, by the way, Gabe. He says, will the NWC automatically update when changes are made?
Because it's a linked file, that is correct. It will. And that's another benefit. You can unload it if your performance is degrading and it's lagging with the model within it, but you need it to design around at least at minimum. You can have it loaded whenever needed. But if you start noticing performance, you can unload it. But yes, when it changes, since it's linked in, it'll update.
And Josh wanted to make sure that clear with that question. So when you have that file linked into Revit, it will automatically update if you change it in Navisworks or some other place.
That is correct. And it needs to be, in Navisworks needs to be on the same station as the Revit station. So definitely another case for having the collections.
Okay, Josh, hopefully that answered your question the way you were looking. Joe asked a question about fabrication and the fabrication products and ask about the future. Will that be included in the AEC collection and such, or will there be a separate something like a fabrication suite similar to the AEC collection suite? I wish I could give you a great answer on that. I know we have not been told that those fabrication products, they'll be included with the AEC collection as of now. Things may change in the future. We've not been told that there's going to be a separate, let's say, fab collection suite. But again, that's just what we've been told, and things can change in the future. So it's kind of a lot of hypothetical there, but that's the best answer I have for you, and so hopefully I answered that. Another question from Brian. With the BDS Ultimate, you had Inventor. Would you now need to add a separate subscription to get Inventor? So I'll take that one, Gabe. So yes, you're right. With the BDS Ultimate, the Inventor was included in the Ultimate Suite, and it is not included in the AEC collection. So if you did want to get Inventor, you would need to buy the Inventor separately or as part of a different collection because it is not included in the AEC collection. So great question. Joe has a question. Does InfraWorks in the AEC include a fully functioning version? And if you want, Gabe, I can answer that too. Yes, the InfraWorks in the AEC collection is a fully functional version. It includes the bridge, drainage, and roadway modules. So you get all that included in the AEC collection. Another great question here from John. Is Format like Inventor for Revit? I'll let you answer that one, Gabe.
It's more like SketchUp, but where Inventor is really powerful, and Inventor does quite a bit more than just the basic, conceptual design massing tool. But Format is, I wouldn't say, it's hard to compare to another product, but if it's comparable, kind of like SketchUp.
So Gabe, you got really soft there. So if
oh, I'm sorry, that was my fault. I had my mic away from my face.
so we heard you, but it was just a little bit softer.
Just to kind of go back to that, I wouldn't say that Format is like Inventor, because Inventor is really powerful. It's not just a basic modeling or a schematic modeling tool. It has a lot more than, you know, to do with it than that. I would compare it, if anything, kind of like SketchUp, you know, for Revit. But it also, with Revit, it's always had conceptual masking tools built in. It's just Form it makes it just a little bit easier.
Okay, thank you. Josh is back with another good question. Are they making progress in Revit for the fabrication duct to have design parameters like the generic duct? So can you do more design with it?
They're working on it, is all I can say. Autodesk is aware of what we're lacking in the fabrication, and we've had discussions about this, and the more discussions we have, the same ideas keep arising, so they're aware.
Okay, we have a question here from Joe. Can the services in the Revit version of fabrication be edited?
The only way I know of editing services, and I might be misunderstanding the question, but let's see, can the services in Revit version of fabrication be edited? Like if you're talking about the database, then you would need, say, EST or CAD MEP to edit the database, you know, to your company standards. If you're talking about the services as far as the designs in Revit for fabrication, yes, the designs options, or the you know, being able to modify and change services and all that kind of good stuff in the program has gone a lot better.